Before you close your eyes tonight, ask yourself, are you ending your day the way the Prophet Muhammad Salallahu Alayhi Wasallam did? Sleep isn't just physical rest, it's a spiritual moment. The Prophet Salallahu Alayhi Wasallam didn't treat bedtime like a routine. He treated it like a sacred ritual. His night routine was simple, yet filled with immense blessings, protection, and connection to Allah. In this video, you're going to discover the exact Sunnah steps the Prophet followed before sleeping. These aren't just habits. They are powerful acts of worship that can bring peace to your heart, protect you through the night, and earn you reward even while you sleep. So don't scroll away. If you want to end your day in a way that brings you closer to Allah, stronger in faith, and protected from harm, this is for you. Let's revive the beautiful sunnahs of the night, step by step. Point 1. Performing wudhu before sleeping. One of the often overlooked sunnahs of the Prophet Muhammad Salallahu Alayhi Wasallam is making wudhu before going to bed. Just as wudhu is essential before standing in prayer, it also holds spiritual significance before sleeping. The Prophet Salallahu Alayhi Wasallam encouraged his companions to sleep in a state of purity, and he himself never went to bed without performing ablution. This simple act, often reserved for Salah, transforms even our sleep into an act of worship. Sleeping in a state of wudhu brings numerous benefits, both seen and unseen. Spiritually, it aligns your heart and soul with a state of cleanliness and remembrance of Allah. It prepares your body to rest, not just physically, but with a heart that is spiritually aware. According to Hadith, an angel stays close to the person who sleeps in wudhu and makes dua for them throughout the night. Additionally, wudhu before sleep protects the believer. The Prophet Salallahu Alayhi Wasallam mentioned that a person who sleeps in a state of purity is safeguarded from the whispers of shaitan. It's a shield, a layer of divine protection that surrounds the believer throughout the vulnerable hours of the night. Wudhu also serves as a reset for the day. As you wash your limbs, you wash away the minor sins committed throughout the day. It's a moment of reflection and humility, a silent acknowledgement of one's mistakes and a fresh start before you rest. Incorporating wudhu into your nightly routine isn't just about physical cleanliness, it's about ending your day in a state of submission to Allah. A pure body, a clean heart, and a soul at peace. This is the gift of wudhu before sleep, and it's a sunnah worth reviving. Point 2. Sleeping on the right side. Another beautiful sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam is the act of sleeping on the right side. This practice was not only part of his nightly routine, but something he consistently advised his companions to do. It reflects a balance between spiritual benefit and physical wisdom. When the Prophet Salallahu Alayhi Wasallam would lie down to sleep, he would rest on his right side, placing his right hand under his cheek. This position reflects humility and surrender, and it symbolizes the readiness to meet Allah should death come during the night. It's a simple, physical reminder of our mortality and our dependence on our Creator. Modern studies have also pointed to some health benefits of sleeping on the right side, such as improved digestion and better heart function. Though as believers, our primary motivation comes from love and obedience to the Sunnah, not worldly gain. Sleeping on the left side or the stomach is not forbidden, but the Prophet Salallahu Alayhi Wasallam discouraged sleeping on the stomach. He once saw a man lying on his stomach and said, "Indeed, this is a way of lying down, which Allah does not like." Choosing the right side, therefore, is a conscious decision to follow the way of the Prophet in every aspect of life, even in how we rest. What's beautiful is that even in the smallest details, like your sleeping posture, you can earn reward and closeness to the Prophet's path. It is this mindset of turning everyday habits into acts of worship that defines a believer's life. By adopting the Sunnah of sleeping on the right side, you're not just imitating a practice, you're following a path of peace, submission, and spiritual consciousness, even while you sleep. Point 3. Reciting the 3 surahs before sleeping. As part of the Prophet Muhammad Salallahu Alayhi Wasallam nightly Sunnah, he would recite Surah al-Ikhlas, Surah al-Falaq, and Surah an-Nas before going to sleep. These 3 chapters of the Quran, often called the 3 Quls, carry immense protective and spiritual power. The Prophet Salallahu Alayhi Wasallam would cup his hands, recite these surahs, blow into his palms, and then wipe over his entire body, starting with the head, then the front, and then as much of the back as possible. He repeated this 3 times every night. This routine is not merely symbolic. Each surah serves a divine purpose. Surah al-Ikhlas emphasizes the oneness of Allah, solidifying Tawheed in the heart. Surah al-Falaq seeks protection from external harms like envy, darkness, and evil forces, while Surah an-Nas seeks refuge from internal harm, specifically the whisperings of shaitan and hidden evils. By reciting these surahs and wiping them over the body, the believer physically and spiritually covers themselves with Allah's protection. It becomes a nightly shield, guarding the body, heart, and soul from harm, nightmares, and unseen threats. This act is both a surrender to Allah and a declaration of trust in His protection. This practice also has a calming psychological effect. As you perform it, you're consciously transitioning your mind from the noise of the day to a state of spiritual rest. It becomes a deeply personal and tranquil ritual, reminding you that Allah is your ultimate protector. Making this part of your nightly routine is more than a habit. It's a powerful form of spiritual self-care. It connects you to the Sunnah, to divine remembrance, and to a sense of peace that nothing else can offer before you sleep. Point 4. Reciting Ayat al-Kursi before sleeping. Among the most powerful verses in the Quran is Ayat al-Kursi, verse 255 of Surah al-Baqarah. The Prophet Muhammad Salallahu Alayhi Wasallam specifically recommended its recitation before sleeping, highlighting its immense protective power. In a well-known hadith, the Prophet Salallahu Alayhi Wasallam said that whoever recites Ayat al-Kursi before going to bed will be guarded by an angel, and no devil will come near him until morning. This verse is unlike any other. It speaks of Allah's absolute authority, knowledge, and control over all that exists. Every phrase within Ayat al-Kursi glorifies Allah's greatness, affirming that He never sleeps, that He knows what is before and after His creation, and that His throne extends over the heavens and the earth. Reciting it before bed is like wrapping yourself in a blanket of divine protection, declaring that your trust lies solely in the One who never tires and never slumbers. Beyond its protective benefit, reciting Ayat al-Kursi also strengthens one's faith. It serves as a powerful reminder of who Allah is, the ever-living, the sustainer, the Most High. At the end of a long day, when worries and thoughts may crowd the mind, Ayat al-Kursi centers the believer, bringing focus back to the greatness of Allah and His control over all matters. Many scholars have said that making this verse a nightly habit is one of the most effective spiritual defenses a Muslim can have. It's an easy yet profound act that only takes a few moments, but the reward and impact are immense. To include Ayat al-Kursi in your bedtime routine is to end your day in remembrance of Allah's majesty and mercy. It is a sunnah that offers both peace of mind and the guarantee of divine guardianship through the night. Point 5. Reciting the dua before sleeping. Bismika Allahumma amutu wa ahya. One of the final and most intimate acts of the Prophet Salallahu Alayhi Wasallam night routine was reciting the beautiful and simple dua. Bismika Allahumma amutu wa ahya. Translation: In your name, O Allah, I die and I live. This short supplication carries deep meaning. It reflects the believer's total reliance on Allah, even in the act of sleeping. Sleep is often described in the Quran as a minor form of death. Our souls are taken and returned by Allah at His will. By reciting this dua, we are acknowledging that sleep is not just a physical rest, but a surrender of our soul to the Creator, with the hope that He will return it to us in the morning. This dua is not simply a formality, it is a profound spiritual reminder. It teaches us that life and death are not in our control, but in the hands of Allah alone. By saying these words before bed, we enter the night with the humility of someone who knows they may not wake up, and the trust of someone who believes in Allah's mercy either way. It's also a beautiful way to close the day with the remembrance of Allah's name. As the world around us quiets down, this dua anchors the heart in faith, reinforcing that we end our day the same way we began, with His name on our lips. Reciting this simple but powerful dua is a small act with enormous spiritual impact. It transforms sleep into an act of worship and a moment of surrender. For a believer, even resting becomes meaningful when it begins with the name of Allah and ends in trust in His will. And that's the beautiful night routine of our beloved Prophet, Muhammad Salallahu Alayhi Wasallam. Simple steps filled with wisdom and blessings. Let's make a habit of ending our day with these sunnahs and sleep in a state of peace and protection. If you found this beneficial, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Pure Deen for more authentic Islamic reminders. Before you go, comment this beautiful dua. Ya Allah, grant me a peaceful heart and a restful soul. May your nights be filled with mercy and your mornings with barakah.